Winner by Jack Beckman, our #1 qualifier in funny car 3.871 at 327.43 miles an hour. It is his 5th #1 of the season, 20th of his career. Jack, that was an interesting session out there today. Did you think that number was going to stick, or do you think people, as it got later and later, people were just going to go lower and lower and lower?
No, and yes. Yeah. You know, I'll tell you, Q3 here was one of the weirdest funny car qualifying sessions I've seen in the last 15 years. It rained on a hot day in Vegas, and all the delays that we had and just the weird stuff that was going on. And then it seemed like it was continuing into Q4 with John Capps' crash out there, and just seeing all kinds of stuff that you don't normally see. And then we got our act together with the 87 one, and it was a sigh of relief. And I told the guys when they picked me up at the top end of the tow vehicle, that ought to at least keep us in the top 4. No way I would have bet that would have stayed on the pole. And you think about it, the track here is phenomenal. The conditions, as far as the concrete and asphalt, were probably as good as you're going to see, but we're still fighting altitude here, and it's tough, even with a nitro car, to make that sort of horsepower. It's just an odd track to tune at, so it's probably not a huge shock that the other teams weren't able to eclipse that, but I didn't think it was going to stay.
Are you happy with the performance going into race day tomorrow?
Well, we've had an interesting qualifying session. We threw the 6-disc clutch in for the first session, and we thought if it runs well, we had some runs in preseason testing in it, we'll leave it in. If it doesn't, we'll just go back to our 5-disc combination. It didn't run well. We put our 5-disc combination back in, and on the second qualifying run, our numbers looked quicker than the run that we just made. All the incrementals, well, I should say all our computer data showed it was on a quicker run, and the mounts broke that hold the clutch timer box. It pulled back, disconnected the electrical wires, and shut the car off. So now we come into Saturday not qualified, but it's overcast. So we feel like, okay, we can just throw those numbers back in and challenge for the top. And then there's a huge oil down, and then the sun comes out and the track heats up 10 degrees. So we backed the car way down, went a 394 and got in there. So I didn't feel a lot of pressure going into the last run. I knew we were going to be qualified, but it's pretty gratifying to leave with the green hat for being on the pole.